What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we are talking about No Country for Old Men, starring Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, and Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is one of my favorites, but he is also getting up there in age. I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time. One of my favorite characters he plays is obviously Men in Black. J? One of the two letters. I haven't seen those movies in a long time either, but I loved those as a kid. But I also loved him as Captain America, his like sergeant, his general. Like he was like a fixture in that first Captain America movie. I ain't gonna kiss you. You know, like, he's got like such a distinct voice. But Javier Bardem plays a psychopathic killer. Like, just look at his face in this. Like, this is how one of the first images we see of this man. He is cuffed in jail, puts the cuffs around his legs, brings the cuffs to the front, walks up behind this police officer. As soon as the police officer hangs up the phone, he cuffs him around the neck and just starts choking him out. And you're like, holy Christ, like, what is going on? Like, this guy is a crazy murderer, and the COEN brothers just strap you in immediately. They're like, yeah, this is what we're going to do right now. But 2007's No Country for Old Men is an all-timer. It really is. The opening scenes, like every scene with Javier Bardem, he wears with this terrible haircut is just he's so terrifying and so menacing, and you're like, you just believe that this guy's gonna kill everybody in his path. And he does this stupid coin flip scene with this guy behind the counter, and this poor guy behind the counter is like stuttering, just like, am I about to die? Like, I really don't know. But he's rocking around with a silenced shotgun, and he's got like this air tank that he's punching out locks with, and he's like punching nails through heads or something. Like, it's just wild detail and stuff that you're like, damn, like, you really believe like a serial killer would totally do this. Like, and the COEN brothers just bring it to life. But just every glance, like the way his eyes are just so stern and strung out. You can see he's tired. He's got bags under his eyes. But Tommy Lee Jones' character stumbles across this as a policeman, and he's at horseback, and he's like finds this Mexican cartel, death scene. And then there's people that weren't at the original death scene that are now dead that showed up to the scene later. So he's like, so he took all these people died, and then he brought these guys here, killed them here at a separate occasion. You're right, like, it's crazy amount of detail and stuff, and it's crazy, like, triangle between these characters, between Tommy Lee Jones, Javier Bardem, and Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin's character is just like a cowboy. He's out there hunting, and he stumbles across this shit, and stumbles across the money, and takes it, thinking, everyone at the scene of the crime's dead here, like, ain't nobody missing this money. And he found it fair and square, technically, but it's also definitely not his. And what he doesn't know is that the money's got a tracker in it, and the government's looking for it, but also Javier Bardem's character's looking for it, and it just is a mess, But his character ends up getting chased down, shot, dogs biting him, coming after him. He's got to swim. But the more I looked at this picture with just the mustache and the crazy hair that Josh Brolin has in this, I think this is my Uncle Gary. You know what I mean? Like, this is my Uncle Gary. This is exactly how he looks like. Just mustache, crazy hair, and it's not really, like, well done, but he's just like, yeah, it's here. But, yeah, shout out to you, Uncle Gary. I don't think you'll be watching this, but if you ever do, I think you look like Josh Brolin in No Country for Old Men. That's what your mustache is giving. But he even kind of rocks more handlebarish, more like Hulk Hogan-y. But poor Josh Brolin's character in this just is getting chased down. He's shot, he's bleeding, he's beat up, and he just is trying to cross the Mexican border right now. And he's like, let me get your jacket. And the guy's like, how much? He like hands him a $100 bill. He's like, I want that beer too. He goes, and the kid's like, how much? And they're like, give him your fucking beer, man. He just paid $100 for a jacket, and you're going to charge him more for a goddamn beer? He's dying. Give him the beer. Like, but he threw the money, so like, I don't know, it's crazy. But then he's in the hotel room, and he thinks he's finally gotten away. He's been paranoid with the money, running around from motel to motel, and this guy's just tracking his ass down and killing everybody in his path to try and get to him. And he's like, he's sitting on the bed and he's waiting. All of a sudden the guy punches out the lock. It hits him in the chest. It kind of scares him. He shoots the door, runs, hides behind the bed, shoots again, opens the window, jumps out. Like, so it's crazy because they almost share a scene. Like, because you see Javier, as he jumps out the window, Javier Bardem shoots at him and just misses as he jumps out the window. And then he's in the window and he's running down the street and he's shooting at him more. Like, but they never actually share dialogue and share a scene until Dune Part 2, where they're actually like talking in a scene together. Dune Part 1, they were near each other, but they never really spoke to each other. Like, they were in the same room, but they never really interacted like that. It's just wild to me that they go this whole movie and they never, like, really the three characters never interact, but yet they all know of each other in the movie. It's very well done. I gave this movie 4 out of 5 stars. But one of my favorite parts is just like after he gets the money, he comes home and his wife is sitting in his trailer and she's like, "Where you been all day?" He's like, "Don't ask me stupid questions." She's like, "What's in the bag?" He goes, "Bag full of money." She goes, "Wouldn't that be nice?" Little does she know he's telling her the truth. You know, like, and then he grabs a beer, sits down on the couch, and he's like, "You better stop with your mouth." And she's like, keeps talking. He goes, "Keep it up. Keep it up." He goes, "I'm going to deal with you." And she's just like, whatever. And she's like, "I guess we'll just sit here and not talk." And he goes, "That'll do." And they just gotta sit there and drink and just sit on this terrible couch in this mobile home. Almost like reminded me of like the 8 Mile Eminem's house that they live in, you know, just like a trailer. But yeah, this movie's pretty damn good. Shout out to the Coen brothers. I gave this movie 4 out of 5 stars, about an 8 out of 10. It might even be more than that, but I don't know. I think the only points I really deducted was pacing. And then I don't really love the ending, right? Like, it is a powerful ending with this, like, speech with this old man and Tommy Lee Jones. It's like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I'm an old man, and this is a young man's country, and there's no country for old man. It's just, yeah, it's just a really good movie. Shout out to the Coen brothers. Shout out to Javier Bardem for being such a psychopath. But stay tuned for the next movie review. We'll be talking about 1982's Blade Runner with Harrison Ford by Ridley Scott. More exciting movie reviews coming your way in the future. Like, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss future videos. And I'll see you beautiful people in the next one.